girls, welcome to the SimSock Slip and Slide 666,000. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is noted hair growth enthusiast, Michael Maggotts.
I mean, not really?
But you'd be enthused if more grew, though, right?
I mean, I'm kind of in the no man's zone where like more or less would be the ideal solution
Exactly.
here. Like, people are like, how do you feel about being bald? And I'm like, I mean, I look forward to the day that I'm bald because then the hair maintenance goes out the door. Now we're like we're in the weird area where there's just enough that you got to do shit with it, and unfortunately, otherwise it's terrible.
Correct. But if we're in the weather that we have now, you just have it slicked back, no problem.
Ah, that's true. This is a very wet race here at Paul Ricard in France for the RWB ESR. I think it's ESR RWB Super Series. I can't remember if it's us first or them first. Anyways, this is Tier 3 action. 12-car grid. Right now, Max Simmons and Javier Perez Torres out front with Voodoo Child, the championship leader, in third place. Daniel Madringa, Kim Johansson, Dave Nelson. Still haven't gotten an answer if Kim Johansson is a woman or a man.
Yes.
RWB Robert in 7th place. Morpheus Soup Total. Or no, it's Morpheus 1975. It's Marcus Soup Total, I believe.
Soup Total. Total.
V. Korniev, who is new as far as I know, so don't know the first name. It would be weird if it was Vladimir, because there's actually a race car driver named Vladimir Korniev.
That's probably why they chose that name.
Yeah, probably. Morpheus 1975, Big Al, and no time for, I believe that is Tony Sacasio? Is that, I don't know. That's a lot of C's. That is a lot of C's in a name.
I'm gonna go with maybe there's a CH sound in there, but I can't really figure it out. Sachokio?
Sachokio.
Sachokio, perhaps. Rhymes with Pinocchio.
Could also be Sacachio. The CH on the second C. We focus on Javier Perez Torres, although I don't actually see. Oh, okay, he's the Lexus at the front there. Okay. And it looks like, I don't know why we're focusing on people in the pit lane. There are people on the track, which I feel like would be a better use of our time.
Well, I mean, the game's already a bit biased about the track, so it's a nice, refreshing change to have some nice, peaceful, calm wrench throwing.
I'm traumatic about the rain right now. We did a race last night where I set it to 0 rain, no chance of rain, none whatsoever. 10 minutes left in the race, and the thunderstorm is rolling in. What?
What a coincidence. I listened to the song No Rain yesterday. Go Blind Melon.
Well, looks like a couple of people dropped out, unfortunately. There was a guy named Thick who appears to have left the server.
Alan Thick?
Nope, it is an N Thick.
Real thick.
So it'll be Max Simmons, Javier Perez Torres, and Voodoo Child, your top 3.
Ha-cha-cha.
And this, of course, is brought to you by SimSock.
SimSock, suck it to ya.
Makers of fine simulated footwear.
Would one use the word boutique?
Right, we have some wet
I mean, that would be, I think, relatively effective. And I think we could safely say that this is going to be all the wet tires in the world, I think. My God. Look at that standing water. Jesus.
Welcome to the Hovercraft 5000.
This could be messy. This is a recipe for some serious aquaplaning.
Just got to switch over to the studded tires.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Put the ice chains on. I do like the thunder. Could we get some lightning on the track? Lightning on the track would be very cool.
I have not seen any lightning yet, so I don't know if we have a lightning.
Very cool, very cool, very focused.
I see you've run into Dirks.
Oh yeah, I watched the whole season. I watched all of season 8.
Oh, did you enjoy the finale?
No.
No.
It all happened off screen. What a bunch of crap.
I mean, I'm assuming they're going to be arrested at the start of next season.
That's very possible. Like, I liked where it was going, and then it just didn't happen. It just kind of faded to black. Anybody who has or has not seen the 8th season of Letterkenny, chime in with an opinion either way in the comments below.
If you have no idea what Letterkenny is, we'll still take your opinion.
Exactly. Just say something. Give an opinion and base it on facts that you have no bearing on reality. It'll be hilarious.
Absolutely. They don't have the yellow thunderstorm right now. When the rain gets super, super bad, the little thunderstorm icons there will turn yellow. And then
I'd like to see it turn yellow. That might be fun.
Things get horrifying. Things get horrifying at that point.
You know me, I'm always up for a little schadenfreude.
I remember we were playing with dynamic weather at one of our first races on ACC at Spa-Francorchamps. And people loaded in and were like, maybe we can race this. And of course, Spa-Francorchamps, that's the track with Eau Rouge. And the massive death start even in the dry. And it was a lake.
Me likey.
And we're just like, yeah, we can't race in this. We're not boats. Although it should be mentioned, our race at Zolder last night, the Bentleys were very disappointed when it stopped raining. Because apparently the boats, the Bentleys do indeed function as boats.
Are we not boats? We are Devo.
So, still waiting for the start here as we are counting down. And there we are. Cars are on. Here we go as we roll up to the final turn.
Isn't it the first turn?
Well, there's the final turn, then the first turn. Because there's the final turn right there. And then we'll head down to the first turn. And
It's too many turns. We're already lost. We don't know where we're going. We need an Uber.
I was going to say, Madringa looked like he got lost there a little bit. But they've rejoined now. Oh, RWB Roberts leaving a bit of a gap. May or may not be a good idea given how wet it is. And Max Simmons has taken the lead early on in that yellow Ferrari at the front. It is going to be side by side between the Bentley of Voodoo Child and Javier Perez Torres' Lexus. Although they are off screen now. There they are.
And they run over a squirrel.
And Javier, not at this track. This is one of the few tracks that is not surrounded by forest. It's kind of in the middle of a parking lot.
Squirrel.
And Javier is hung on to second place. Voodoo Child in third. Madringa, Nelson, Johansson, Robert, Subtotal, Korniev, Morpheus, Big Al, and Secachio. Oh, somebody's already killed. Oh, RWB Robert spinning in the background. Didn't look like anyone got in the back of him. I think he just lost it on the wet.
Did he dust his wets?
Look at the vision out of the window right now. Jesus.
Does that say Sephiroth on the steering wheel? That's amazing.
It does not. But we can say it does.
I don't know. I couldn't really read it.
We can say
like Sephiroth.
RWB Robert could use a Phoenix down right about now.
Hell yeah. Voodoo Child, nothing but style.
I am trying to figure out why he doesn't have the name Voodoo Child in the game. Like, that's his race app name.
Well,
so I feel comfortable using it. But,
he was too busy standing up next to a mountain to type in the rest of the name.
It just does feel like Voodoo should be the first name and Child should be that second name.
It's actually pronounced Childe. Voodoo Childe.
My God, being in the spray for Madringa losing his way a little bit. So wet. I am told. I don't want to spoil things because I don't know for a fact, but I'm told someone's going to end up on their roof.
And it's probably not going to be me.
I mean, we hope not. Big Al losing a spot there to RWB Robert, who has claimed a couple of spots since his spin.
Cardinal Big Al's. Get the comfy chair.
Big Al is one of those weird guys who, like, he's got his actual name, or at least what I assume is his actual name on Race App, but races under the name Big Al.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, is his name even close to being Al?
It is Alan. So.
Oh. Well, can we just call him Large Alan from now on?
We could. Grande Alan.
I say, Large Alan, how are you today?
This race is in France. I would have to say it's Grande Alan.
Grande Alan, how are you? This is the Grande Alan.
There we go.
La la la, la la, ooh la la.
I like how Morpheus in the Porsche back there is just like, I'm not even going to take the tow. I don't want to deal with the spray off of the car. So Simmons still in the lead, up about, he's got about a second lead up there on Javi. So something tells me Max Simmons might do something terrible in the wet, because, I mean, we saw at Silverstone, where, well, you didn't see, but I did. I did that one solo.
Silverstone.
He had a lead, and it looked like it was going to be really good. It was going to be an easy win. And then he spun out twice for, like, no reason, and that was in the dry. So imagine what the wet looks like.
Don't forget to dust your wets, gentlemen. Dust those wets.
Looks like somebody's falling back. That is Kim Johansson, who might have gone off the track somewhere.
Does Kim Johansson drive a red car?
Negative. Kim Johansson drives a blue and black car.
No Scarlett Johansson jokes today.
Yeah. Doesn't work out too well on that one. Seems like a missed opportunity.
I mean, I would take it.
Plus, you know, the first name Kim, so you go with the red to, you know, go with some Kimi Räikkönen jokes. Jeez. Ooh. It's a double whammy.
Me Räikkönen.
That's a must-have right there. You need to go fix that, Kim Johansson.
Has anybody called Kimi Räikkönen Commander Riker?
I don't know if that would go over all that well.
Mostly because
I just think Kimi Räikkönen would have no actual response for it. Did you? Kimi Räikkönen recently broke the record for most Grand Prix participated in F1, and at the end of the race, his pit crew chief comes over, or not his pit crew, but his race engineer or whoever it was comes over the radio with, "Kimi, I know you don't care, but congratulations on the record." And there's like silence for like 5 seconds, and then Kimi goes, "Thank you." And then like there's 5 more seconds of silence, and he goes, "But I do not care."
Oh, Kimi Räikkönen, you sociopath.
That was the whole meme for the entire like weekend, because he got asked by a reporter, "What do you feel about breaking the record?" And his response was, "I do not care." We have lost a car, but it was Tony Sacciccio who has
Tony Pizzicata.
I mean, it's definitely not Pizzicata. Like, if it's pronounced Pizzicata, I don't even know what to do anymore.
It's Sicilian. They do things different.
Kim Johansson on the tail of Morpheus 1975. We might be a little bit more jocular than usual with this one, because I honestly just don't expect we're going to see a lot of, like, air quotes, tight racing with how wet it is. But we may see some very interesting stuff. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that there won't be interesting. I just think that this is a game of survival at this point.
I believe Mr. 1975 needs to change that to 1965 so I can start singing Thunder Kiss 65 routinely.
I feel like 1975 is probably a birth year.
Could be.
Would be my imagination on that one.
Or might be his iCloud password. Oh. We can find out if he's got nudes.
Somebody went off in the background there. I think that was Big Al in the background of RWB Robert having a bit of an off. Back to the front of the pack. So Max Simmons was over a second ahead. He has now been reeled back in by Javier Perez-Torres, so probably made a minor mistake, but he is still in the lead there in that car guy Ferrari, which, by the way, is the greatest team name for a Ferrari race team ever. We are Car Guy Racing. Daniel Madringa in 5th place. He has lost a spot to Dave Nelson at some point. And Marcus Subtotal's off the track because he is dropping like a stone.
You know what it is Javier's got like a little candy on a stick hanging out the door, and Simmons like, ooh, a piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Come on, little boy, get in my car.
We have not ever ascertained how old Max Simmons is. We just know he's somewhere in the teens.
He's probably, you know, he might be a little too old to be Candy and Panel Van age, but you never know.
You never know.
Shout out to Charger.
Javier Perez Torres looking back into the spray. This is definitely the definition of a race of just stay on track and good things will happen.
We'll just have Wedge. Is it Wedge or I can't remember who it is from Star Wars. Stay on target.
No, that was Pops.
Yeah, I can never remember all those. Wedge Antilles is the only extra to ever have a name and apparently a backstory.
Well, they've given some other ones names and backstories throughout the various extended universe stuff. But yeah, Wedge is.
But Disney retconned all that shit in the garbage.
That's true, and Wedge kept his because he popped up in the third movie.
Very nice.
In fact, they got the actor even that played Wedge in the original trilogy. Yeah, that was nice. Although he was shooting the guns for Lando, which is a bit weird because you think Wedge being like best pilot not named Luke Skywalker would be flying and Lando would be doing the shooting, but
one would assume
kind of a weird like job description there, but
very weird, very strange.
Wedge was one of the main characters in the novel series that really got me reading, actually, the X-Wing Star Wars series.
I really enjoyed the Han
Javier
Solo.
A little bit off.
There was a Han Solo trilogy.
Read that.
Can't remember what it was about. Well, actually, it kind of was about what the latest movies were about.
Can Voodoo Child get past Javier Perez Torres? He did. I see the yellow car ahead of the white car. We didn't get a great view of the overtake as we're looking at the back of Max Simmons' car, but it is done.
Come on, Javier, pull it together. What would Sad Hannah say?
Probably confusion.
Probably.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the X-Wing. There were 9 novels, and now there's a 10th one, which is very un-X-Wing, but was pretty good actually.
Can't remember what there was. There was a trilogy of books that were about basically Han Solo and his family go back to wherever Han Solo was
Corellia.
From. There you go. Shit, it wasn't called Battle for Corellia, but it was something in that neighborhood.
There was Battle for. I think there was.
Might have been Battle for Corellia.
Confrontation at Salonia was one of the books. Salonia is another planet. Corellia.
There was a trilogy of like they go back there, and the kids end up doing crazy stuff, and there's some kind of weasel-based or rat-based race, and strange things happen, and it turns out that there's a plot to destroy things, and I think there's like a Starkiller like base, which I think they stole to put in the new movies.
If you've not read the X-Wing books, check them out. The Ray Squadron ones, I think, in particular, you'd enjoy, because they're like the misfit squadron of like people who have random extra skills other than flying ships. Like one's a former commando, one's a former actor who gets to impersonate people constantly.
Is there one where Han Solo's kids go to cooking school?
There probably is, to be honest.
That'd be pretty tight.
Marcus Soup Total putting some pressure on Big Al. We know he's got the pace, but I just feel like pace is not really important with how wet this track is. It's just being able to control the car. I do like that livery. That's a very nice livery. Anything with like the hunter style green, I'm gonna be generally a fan of. So Marcus Soup Total's got me down for that.
I'm trying to find at least one of the books. Like, if I see one of the titles, I'll definitely know what it is.
Yeah, it's the Han Solo trilogy.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No, it's not. I've seen that they were released way later.
Okay.
It's something about something. There's a trilogy. One of them involves Corellia in the title. I want to say I don't even know. I don't even know, okay?
Whoa! That was some impressive power sliding out of this corner. Oh boy. They are aquaplaning hard at this section of the track, I think.
Me like it.
There's a lovely slide there by the McLaren of Korniev, who was in 6th place. Voodoo is a little off the track, and Javi is back into 2nd. I have to burp.
Do it. Do it loud. Do it so it sounds like an engine.
Oh, that's better.
Did you spell any letters out?
I did not. I did not. It wasn't that epic of a burp.
If you can burp the vowels, you're doing well. Ooh, this might be it. Ambush at Corellia.
Could be.
See, ambush at Corellia. Novel written Roger McBride. First novel in the Corellian trilogy. Hell yeah, this is definitely it.
Yeah. Corellian trilogy. That's what it was.
We got your boy. Come on, just give me fucking titles, you fucking bastards. Ambush at Corellia, Assault at Salonia, Showdown at Center Point. There you go. Those are the 3.
There we go. Yeah,
those are really good.
Center Point was the big weapon.
Yeah, that's the Starkiller base.
More or less.
They were released back in '95.
There we go. Yeah, I've read those ones. They're pretty good. There's a lot of good stuff in the EU Extended Universe, although not all of it agrees with each other, which is always interesting.
That's space for you, baby.
Yeah. Well, that's multiple different authors writing stuff in the same universe.
Yeah.
There's, of course, the whole Thrawn. Some of the EU has been retained, like Thrawn has been retained, even from the Disney standpoint, which is good. The Grand Admiral of all destruction.
Grande Admiral?
Grande Admiral Thrawn.
Many Thrawns died to bring us these coffees. No, wait, that's not right.
Looking back from Big Al to Soup Total behind him. So Soup Total still hasn't found a way past, which, I mean, okay, I may have Caster's cursed. Nope, Big Al is going to rejoin ahead. Would not be surprised if that might have been a track cut penalty, though, for him. And you can only get 3 of those before you're called in for a drive.
Where do I put the cheat codes to turn the water into acid?
I mean, is that a cheat code, or is that, like, really just kind of like a Destroyer of Worlds code?
Well, I mean, it kind of turns it into an endurance race. He who finishes last finishes at all.
Put it this way, I could sum up the Race Squadron part of the X-Wing books in like one statement from the 5th book, where Wedge Antilles is riding with one of the Race named Kel. Kel is like looking out the window of their shuttle. Oh, as Big Al goes off again. That's gotta watch those track limits.
Big Al needs to stop with the Wig Al.
Soup Total's gonna get past him though, so maybe he can chill down and try and find a little bit of a dry line.
Chill Winston.
So Kel is flying down with Wedge. He's looking around. He's like, this is a really nice planet. Lovely scenery, lovely women. There's a nice city there. What do we blow up first? and then Wedge is like, write that down. That's the squadron motto right there.
You blow up the thing that makes the women the most excited. That's the rules.
I like how throughout the first book they oh no, Big Al, that's not the track, my friend. That's a lake. That's a lake you're driving into.
He's doing the Big Al Wig Al.
Well, that'll drop him more or less in the back. Although Morpheus appears to be nowhere near anybody. Not even gotten a gap for him in a while.
So
there is a pit stop in this race, but I think it's just going to be to put on new wet tires again. Cause I don't think there's any chance of this track drying out.
So you're saying right now he's more of a Lesfius.
Throughout like the first half of the first Race Squadron book, the actor who's apparently very famous, but he has a scar on his face. It's like every character meeting him is just like, I know you from somewhere. He's like, yes, yes, you do. They're like listing his movies off, and he's like, and all the female pilots are like, I had such a crush on you when I was younger. Yeah, I know, I was handpicked for that. That was a thing. Oh, Marcus Subtotal off the track, and Kim Johansson was trying to take advantage of that, and he just went off the track as well. And now he's coming back at it. I'm sorry, guys. I would be doing just as badly as you guys out here. This track would have no grip, but it is funny.
Back at it like a crack addict, Mr. Black Magic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, remind me to link you up to a video after this, because I need to watch the show Gotham, and there is one specific character I need to watch all the Gotham for.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, who is it?
I don't remember. Jerome? Is that his name?
It is not Jerome. It is Victor Zsasz.
Oh, I didn't know they had Victor Zsasz in there.
They do have Victor Zsasz on there.
Is it like a young Victor Zsasz with very few scars?
He's got something like 28, I think, at the start.
No, that's hardly anything.
He has a great line. Apparently, like I've seen like 2 episodes of Gotham, so I'm not commenting on the quality of the show at all. But I found a music video of it, and it basically opens up with him going, "I have come for Jim Gordon. Don't worry, Jim. I am here to take you alive. Alive is a very liberal term. A man with no hands is still alive."
All that zazz.
So it is Max Simmons pretty comfortably out in front. Javier Perez-Torres in second. Voodoo Child here, championship leader, is on his tail in the boat. And then Dave Nelson in fourth. Madringa, Korniev, RWB Robert, Subtotal, Johansson, Big Al. Still have no idea where Morpheus is. Hopefully he's still running. Oh boy. And the boat is off. I mean, admittedly the boat is in a lake. That does seem actually like a good place for it.
Oh, there's Martin. Hey, what's up, Martin?
I don't see Martin.
I do. See Martin. Oh, no, he's gone.
Okay. Javi P. Javier with a very Mexican helmet. I approve.
Indeed. We like
I mean, it's really more the Italian flag, but I mean, it works.
I dig it. Very stylish gloves, very nice, very focused.
You know what's disappointing is you can't really make your own gloves in this game. It's just like, here are 12 sets of gloves you can use. You can't even recolor them. It's a bit.
You know what I would do? I would put googly eyes on the fingernails of all the fingers.
I mean, that does make sense.
So if you ever get this, if I was driving and you had this view in my car, then you would be getting googly eyes all the time.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very focused.
Very focused.
See, they should have made that. I liked him, but they made him a dick the whole time, so you can't.
Quick note: Korniev in the pits, so he's the first one to dive into the pit lane. Although, just a quick strategy note here. By the way, we've lost Morpheus, so he is not running anymore.
Must have taken the blue pill.
Must have taken the yeah. I guess the blue pill, because you wake up and you're still in the Matrix, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the red pill? Because this
I guess he would have
Matrix
taken the red pill because he's not in the Matrix right now, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Martin's back.
It's Marcus.
No, it says Martin. Martin.
So Korniev in the pits. I'm not sure about that. If I was in this race, I'd be probably going towards the end of the pit window to try to maybe hope to God it dries up and I can put, dry tires. Because like my fear would be that I pit early, I stick new wets on, and then somehow by some miracle it dries out, and then I'm screwed because then I need to make another pit stop for dry tires.
We just gotta drive really, really fast and collects all the water. Easy done.
because the weather change in this game, like a track can dry out pretty quick, and it can get wet pretty quick.
Then you got to deal with the Gila monsters.
We, again, referencing our race the other night, which was supposed to have no rain and had 10 minutes of thunderstorm. Go freaking figured. We were like cruising around for like one lap, and it's like wet tires are already optimal. I'm like, oh crap. Marcus Soup Total hanging, or not hanging on, pardon me. That's RWB Robert hanging on against Marcus Soup Total, I should say. Kim Johansson in the mix there as well. These cars are kind of in reverse pace order based on qualifying, because I think Soup Total out-qualified Robert, and I think they both got out-qualified by Johansson, so... Whoa! Johansson into the back of Soup Total. Looks like he's going to wait and be the jump. No, maybe. Looked like he was going to wait. Then he didn't.
He's going to cut the track and give himself a penalty.
That would be interesting. Big Al is going to pick up 2 spots. Go Al! Up in his 7th place. All right, Johansson did wait for Soup Total to rejoin ahead of him. Good egg.
So not a deviled egg then?
Not a deviled egg.
Soft boiled?
I mean, right now it's the wettest form of egg you can think of, basically. So that'd be a poached egg?
Poached, yeah. Or just Rocky style in a pitcher.
Have you seen the How to Cook a Poached Egg with Richard Hammond and James May?
No, but I know how to cook a poached egg.
You might want to check that out, not to learn how to cook a poached egg, to be clear.
Fair, to be fair.
Also their video where they are drinking definitely not vodka for legal purposes, and trying to assemble Lego. Korniev, I think, is in the pits for like some other reason. Might have damage because he's still in the pits and has lost 2 laps. So problems there. And we've lost Javier Perez Torres. To say we're down to 9 cars. I knew Javi did tell me this. Javi did tell me this was going to happen. His internet gave out, and unfortunately, that ended his race. He's having a lot of problems with the internet kind of failing, but he doesn't think it's his router. He actually thinks he might have a faulty Ethernet cable.
That is very possible.
And very easy to fix.
Also true. Chop it in half and rewire it. But go buy a new one.
I mean, I can do the rewiring. I was actually really good at making Ethernet cables when I did the Cisco networking certification.
It's been a long time since I had to do that.
I
definitely need a brief refresher course.
I end up doing it at every LAN party we do, because it's like, we gotta run some long-ass cables around the house. All right. So we got the big box of cable. Yeah, all right. Run it, and I'll start crimping.
Crimp, what? We just run one long cable and then have ya boy the hub.
Oh well, the thing is that we tend to run I'm talking like a triple decker LAN party at this point.
Oh,
The whole house is LAN party ready. Marcus Soup Total in the pit lane, so he's serving his pit stop. This is the same guy that had the infamous. We have a slight problem upstairs. What's the slight problem upstairs? Just a slight problem upstairs. What is the problem upstairs? Darby's computer has caught fire. Also the dude who got his fridge stolen.
Oh, yeah.
Woke up in the middle of the night, heard some scraping downstairs. We went downstairs, and 2 of his friends were dragging the fridge out the front door.
For like pranks, or what was the deal there?
We don't know, because we went to them. What are you doing? They're like, oh crap! And then they left the fridge behind, and like right away. It's a bit weird. One of the guys dragging the fridge out was Joel, the aforementioned rich fucker that has a mansion. So I can't imagine they actually needed the fridge for anything.
Gonna make it into a bong.
Maybe. This does make sense. One of them was Frankie, who is literally permanently drunk. Like, his alcohol blood content is so much that he is never sober. So Korniev has gotten out of the pit lane, so whatever forced him to have a long pit stop has been resolved. And, I mean, if he keeps going, people are bound to spin off and give him a chance to make up some ground, because it looked like he was the one that was power sliding through some of these corners, so it looked like he was pretty comfortable in the wet. It'll be interesting to see if he can make a comeback. Also, I would like to get him on screen so we can see what his first name is.
It's Vyacheslav.
Could be. Quite a bit of damage there on Johansson's front end. He did hit Marcus Subtotals. That might be what has caused that.
It's just hard water.
That could be. That McLaren does not have a very solidly built body. He's on the tail of Big Al. Big Al has been like routinely the slowest guy in this field, and he's in 6th place because, you know, stay on track. Stay on target, guys. My God, the visibility.
It's fine.
And that is Korniev in the background of Voodoo, so I don't know if that's a bad sign because he was already down a lap, so... Well, Korniev is really exploring the track limits there. Seems like he's okay. He's had a very weird race. Voodoo into the pits as he is trying to undercut Max Simmons. If you know anything about Max Simmons, he will be the last man to pit. So I'm not really sure about this pit stop by Voodoo. Like I said, I think you stay out as long as you can. And there's 11 minutes left in the pit window. So I would have stayed out, gone as long as possible. And, I mean, it's not like the undercut wasn't there much later on. He's not really battling with anyone when Madringa is quite a ways behind him. To the point where he has yet to overtake him while he's in the pit lane. Oh, Dave Nelson moving into 2nd place. RWB Robert is in the pits. And the battle between Kim Johansson and Big Al continues down the start-finish straight. Now, I would possibly consider going for a pit stop if I was Kim Johansson, because I do think his front is quite damaged. And I do think he's being held up by Big Al. But he does clear the Ferrari this time around. Any liveries standing out to you, Byron? Anything look good?
Like the one covered in water.
That would be all of them.
What?
I'm a reasonable
no real liveries that are jumping up. I mean, that one right there with the black and the neon purple, that's pretty tight, but that's about it.
I actually kind of like Big Al's here, the gold and black. Setting you up for a Steelers joke, and he's not even going to take it.
I thought you were going for Ticats.
I mean, it would be a Ticats thing, but you always claim I'm a Steelers fan.
Well, I mean, you are from Pittsburgh.
Ooh, no, I'm not.
Just a slightly north suburb of Pittsburgh.
I think I was like I was a fan of the Steelers for a while because number one, their running back was named Bam Morris, which I mean, this is a cool name for like a 12-year-old. And then they had Jerome Bennis, the bus, which was
correct,
and the bus driver Tim Lester. And I was called the bus in elementary school because I would be the one that would literally just carry the entire other team when we were playing football. Just be like, I'm getting into that end zone. There was one moment in like elementary school football. To be clear, I never had like any kind of football career or anything. This was purely I was a big kid. Dragged like 8 guys to the end zone. I'm like, get him off, hey! And my friend Trevor came to help me and started pulling them off me, but he got on my back somehow as a result, and I spiked him. Nelson and Johansson into the pit lane, and Big Al into the pit lane. So, Max Simmons here is working his way through traffic, so this late pit stop not working out great for him, but I don't think RWB Robert is necessarily that much slower than him, so it shouldn't be too bad. Very limited grid today. On board with Max Simmons. He's got a yellow car and a very, very green uniform. It's a bit odd.
He just really likes Sprite.
He is all about that Sprite flavor.
He about that Sprite life.
It's a little surprising that pop brands have not been more common in advertising in racing.
You'd think there'd be a Coke, like at least 3 Coke cars, or they'd sponsor Ferrari or something.
I think NASCAR has a Coke car in more ways than one. There was 7-Up for a while that was sponsoring Jordan in the early 90s in F1. But aside from that, there's really not been much. Just seems like that's a product that would really kind of jive with the motorsports advertising industry. Max Simmons gets a
Is
little
it
off
true
track
that Javier is sponsored by the Sinaloa cartel?
I mean, we don't talk about that. We'll neither confirm nor deny. I do love that Sergio Perez's F1 career, Mexican driver currently racing in F1, so Javi's a big fan of his, is literally just like a billionaire in Mexico decided, you know what? I want a Mexican in F1. Who is the best Mexican driver currently available? I will throw my vast fortune behind him.
Max Simmons currently on his way to Candyland. You want some candy, little boy? Get in the pits.
This track is not very fun on a dry day. I imagine it is not very fun on a wet day, to be honest.
Well, that's where you're wrong, because you get to power slide all the things all the time, no matter what conditions you're in.
That's true.
Well, you're wrong. Make sure to buy my new book, Well, You're Wrong, by the Captain.
You're Wrong, by Byron.
It's an MXC joke. He did that once, I can't remember.
You are the captain, so there you go.
Good old Captain Tennille.
Mm-hmm. Your reality TV show equivalent.
Yeah.
Well, semi-reality TV show.
Except I don't have a plane stick. Mine's got an axe blade on the end of it.
That's true. That's true. So it'd be like kind of like a halberd type deal, or a pole arm.
Oh, let's go! And chop somebody's head off. Oops, my bad. Oh, our insurance is going up again.
Totally didn't mean to do that.
Captain, we talked about this.
Talked about beheading the contestants.
I didn't do it on purpose this time.
I don't know why, but the following quote just came to mind. Then he called me a haiku writing motherfucker.
Correct. Came in here talking about flavored coffee.
Whatever the hell that is. Max Simmons still leading the way. He is the only one yet to pit, and that is standard operating procedure for Max Simmons.
Correct. He usually waits until 1/8 of a second left in the pit window and then power slides all the way down.
I mean, wouldn't go that far, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Apparently iFixit did a teardown on an Oral-B OI connected toothbrush. I mean, it's sort of intrigued, but not really. I don't know who would buy a toothbrush like that. I'm not saying don't own electric toothbrushes. I'm just saying it's kind of weird that they did a teardown on it.
So Max Simmons starts this lap with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the pit window, so he should be coming around to pit this lap. Everyone else is fairly spread out, although actually Dave Nelson's not too far behind Voodoo. So that might become a thing.
Somebody out there do me a favor and go into the pit, do a quick J turn and go into the pits backwards.
That will get you disqualified.
Really? Come on, it's not like it's unsafe or anything.
It's totally unsafe.
What? Max Simmons currently driving the banana hammock livery.
Pretty much. I like how yellow the water is getting on the drain there. Either that or that's just something his rear window does naturally. I don't know.
No, it's the correct angle for that kind of reflection of that color. Well done, people in charge of physics.
There is some amazing detail in ACC and some amazingly stupid shit. It's a very confusing game in that regard.
You need to add more deer running onto the track. That's what needs to happen.
Like, they had a whole video talking about the Kyle Almy track's rain drainage, like, in great detail, and yet custom liveries don't really work in the game properly. It's just weird.
It's coming, guys. They're gonna hot patch it any day now.
And the weather matrix that they just updated is, like, I swear it's broken, because it's just like, I want, like, a 10% chance of rain. Did you say thunderstorm?
Well, you didn't say 10% chance of only a little rain.
No, I did. I set up
Nope.
a server. I set up a server that was 81% dry, 10% light rain, 9% medium rain.
Okay.
Which is 100%. And we got in there, and it's like, thunderstorms, bitches.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like, what the hell? By the way, Max Simmons is in the pit lane, so he is serving his pit stop now. Quite a ways ahead of Voodoo, because Voodoo's just going down the Mistral Straight, which, if you're asking me to name any of these turns at Paul Ricard, it's not happening. I know the Mistral Straight, and that's it.
They're all either named Paul or Ricard. Come on, man, get with it.
Paul 2, Paul 3. Pit window is closed. Wonder if, does that mean that Max Simmons might get a penalty here? If he
No, they're just going to keep him trapped in the pit lane for the rest of the race.
That would be intriguing. We'll have to see. I'll have to keep an eye on that. He's not out of the pits yet. Still, okay. They let him serve.
That'd be hilarious. The pit window is closed, and so is the exit from the pit lane.
Daniel Madringa is under great pressure here from RWB Robert. So after a bit of a weak first half of the race, RWB Robert is coming on very strong.
Hey, Roberto.
Looking to the inside of Daniel Madringa. I think he's going to get the overtake quite easily. Daniel is really struggling. Which, oh, you know what? I remember what happened. So, Daniel made a mistake. And he's informed me that he's made the mistake. He put dry tires on.
That's kind of a mistake.
So the default pit setup is to put on dry tires, because, you know, most normally that's what happens. So you have to change it to wet. And he didn't. So can we just get the camera on Daniel? Because I think this is going to be fun. Big Al's already overtaken him, so he's back to 6th place now, at best. And he's in the pit lane. Okay, now he's going to go fix his mistake. So, second pit stop for Daniel Madringa. Took him a while to realize that, because he's been out there a couple laps.
Is it true that he is a long, tall Madringa water?
I mean, I don't know. Oh, and he retired. That's a little silly, because he really should have continued and just taken the 9th place, or like even 8th place, because Korniev is still down like 2 laps.
73rd place.
So I think that was a mistake. Max Simmons still leads from Voodoo Child. Dave Nelson on the podium. Go, Dave! ESR Academy driver. And RWB Robert Big Al, Marcus Subtotal, Kim Johansson, and Korniev still running.
Just don't scratch your Korniev.
That would be ideal. It's no even dry line, remotely forming. Oh, God. There's a big puddle right there. Everyone. Oh, Max Simmons in the pit lane. What is this? Did Max Simmons screw up his pit stop?
He got a squirrel stuck in his muffler.
Did he put dry tires on? Did he not fuel up? I don't know. He lost a ton of ground to Voodoo, it appears. So I think did he make the same mistake as Daniel Madringa did and ruin what could have been a double Ferrari podium? So we'll wait for Simmons to come out of the pit lane. I think he'll probably be behind Voodoo. At the very least, probably Nelson, too. Yep, there is Voodoo overtaking him. So it is Vladimir Korniev, so he has the same name as the race car driver from Russia.
Isn't that convenient?
I feel like if he was really Vladimir Korniev, like the Vladimir Korniev, he wouldn't be in Tier 3. That'd be my guess.
No, but I mean, do you really believe that's the real Dave Nelson over there? The real Dave Nelson? Come on.
I mean, but Dave Nelson's a super cop.
Whoa, hurtful.
I mean, I'm not saying it is an insult. Saying it's a really common name. I mean, I literally went to school with two dudes named Mike Smith.
I went to school with 93 people named Chris.
Actually, oddly, I went to school with two guys named Sean Murray, too, at the same time.
That is odd.
They at least had different spellings of their names, so one Sean was just W, because he had the W in his name.
I went to school with two sets of twins.
We had a couple sets of twins in my grade, with the identical Glovers and the identical Reeds. I am told that that one of the Glovers never actually took math in high school.
Not surprised.
He just said his brother took math classes for him, and I think it was English that the other one took for the other brother.
That sounds pretty gangster.
They were quite identical. I believe at no point in my 4 years of high school did I ever know which one I was talking to.
But did you know which one you were having sex with?
I didn't have sex with either of them, so...
So that was easy. Yeah. That's easy math to do right there.
It's easy math to do right there. They dressed the same. They were both just generic skater boys. They were identical. They sounded the same. And they had all the same friends, too. So it was very weird. It was very confusing. The female twins were somewhat easy to tell apart because one was fatter than the other.
Whoa.
Which I know is harsh, and I'm not saying she was.
What were they, like the female Usos?
Kinda. And to be clear, she was not fat. She was just fatter than her sister. I want to make that clear.
Chunkier.
She was thick.
So she was the more popular one?
No, because she had a much worse personality.
Oh, well, that's no fun at all.
We'll say the smaller twin was kind of vanilla, not really a lot of personality to speak of, but the other one was kind of bitchy.
Well, that's less than convenient. Try and be nice to people. Or just stay on. I try and do both.
There were two tiny twin sisters the year below us, and my friend Andrew would always be like, "I can pick up two sisters at once." And people were like, "What?" He would literally just go pick them up. They weighed 90 pounds apiece, and Andrew was your size.
Oh yeah.
He's like 6'9". He's huge. He's a tank mechanic in the Canadian Army.
Oh, very nice. Obviously not a tank fucking driver. I can't fit in those things.
Oh, no, definitely not.
No chance. If I can't get in there, he ain't gonna get in there.
So Voodoo Child has been basically handed this victory. Well, no, Nelson's still on his tail, so it's not over yet. 5.5 seconds. Max Simmons back to 4th place. On the tail of RWB Roberts. So he might be able to get back on the podium despite that second pit stop. Interesting to see what that is. Hang on. I'm not looking at the screen for a moment as I'm going to look up Max Simmons' Discord conversation with
crash. Oh my god.
I did not.
You did not. Although it's kind of interesting to watch the exhaust blow the mist around. They got that right, but can't get custom liveries to happen.
There's a lot of things they got right, and a lot of things. There's some things they didn't. And I don't see anything in our conversation that suggests he put dry tires on.
Other than the statement, I definitely was using actual chimichangas for tires.
I mean, that would be a bad idea.
I would agree, unless they get hot and you can just pull over and eat them.
I mean, it would be a way to cook them, I guess, but not necessarily as is right now.
Well, I mean, the good way to cook them is wrap them in foil and just put them right there on the intake valve and just, pull over after a couple laps.
That'd do it.
Have yourself a snack.
Mm-hmm. Simmons has gotten past RWB Robert, which was not captured on camera, which is disappointing. There he is. Yellow Ferrari overtakes yellow Porsche. It's a disappointment that there are no Fords in this game.
Agreed.
Ford v Ferrari, man.
I did watch that a couple weeks ago. It was very good. I enjoyed it.
It's very good. I had literally one complaint, and it was my inner race nerd is the only complaint, was that the co-driver for Christian Bale's character had no character. I feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Run that by me again?
So in the 24-hour of Le Mans, you're not racing for 24 hours.
Yeah.
You're sharing the car with 1 to 3 other drivers. Mm-hmm. Now, the dude that was partnered with Christian Bale's character that year was a guy named Denny Hulme, who apparently is a really, really interesting dude. They called him the Big Bear, the New Zealand Bear, basically. So it does feel like a bit of a missed opportunity that they didn't really have him as a character in any way.
I thought, yeah, okay. So
he's
I have a brief
mentioned
recollection that they had a dude because they didn't want to take Homie to race because Bigwig McFuckboy was all like, no, I don't like him, and then he went and peed himself into his car, and so they took another guy to the race, and I thought that was the guy that they also used later on. So I mean, I think he's in there, but I don't think he's
he's there. You see him switch cars. You see him switch with Christian Bale and so on. But it's he's an interesting driver in his own right, and just no character development whatsoever. So that feels
there's only so much movie to go around, and you've got Matt Damon and you've got Batman. So who do you think's going to get the screen time?
I know. I didn't expect him to get character development. I was just hoping to be surprised by it, and there just wasn't any.
Also, can we get a Batman Jason Bourne crossover movie? Is that a problem?
That'd be interesting.
And then Jason Bourne puts on the bat suit.
Whoa! Little wiggly.
The Big Al, Big Al.
Very wiggly.
What's wiggly?
Well, I said that the battle for the lead wasn't necessarily over. The problem is that Voodoo has just dumped Nelson by about 3.5 seconds. So it kind of is.
How are you going to play babyface like that?
RWB Robert has dropped quite a ways back of Simmons. That's not terribly surprising. Simmons has been the class of the field all day. Just had to make 2. I mean, he's in 3rd place despite having made an extra pit stop. I feel like that's all you need to know. And Big Al, oh, RWB Robert might have gone off the track because Big Al and Marcus Subtotal have just overtaken him. So problems for RWB Robert. Can we also get a look at the battle between Big Al and Marcus Subtotal, please, camera guy? Thank you. It's like it. Listen to me.
Do it now.
These are by far the two closest cars on the track. So I would hope that we stick with them for a while. Ferrari v Aston Martin. Hey, it's the beginning of Ford v Ferrari. Ah!
It's your boy.
This is, of course, at the beginning of the movie. Matt Damon's character, Carroll Shelby, is racing an Aston Martin. I will find ways to make this happen despite the lack of actual Fords in the field.
Ford versus Field Rari. Oh my god, there's all the water in the world. Oh, we already talked about that.
Oh, back on the Letterkenny thing. Did you enjoy Squirrely Dan's take out of the hard right alt Nazis?
Man, that was 2 seasons ago.
I know.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have not discussed it.
Good old Hard J.
That was real solid. That army, 3 dudes go flying. Here comes Big Dan.
Squirrely Dan. You know what I need? I need a Hard J versus Hard Gay crossover.
That could work.
If anybody out there, I assume nobody out there knows what I'm talking about, but there's a ex-pro wrestler from Japan named Hard Gay, and he dresses up in like leather boy outfits and does everything he can to make people vaguely uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable if you're in any way homophobic.
But he's I'm not even gonna say borderline, like he's a celebrity in Japan. He went from being kind of a mediocre, sort of vaguely unknown pro wrestler to putting on this character and becoming like a real kind of superstar in Japan. And he's pretty hilarious. And in Letterkenny, if you haven't watched the show, you should, up to a certain point in my estimation. But Jay Baruchel, who you've definitely seen in things, he was in Tropic Thunder.
Out of the Goon.
Yeah.
Both the Goon movies, I think.
Tropic Thunder, he's in.
She's Out of My League was his big, like, starring role, I guess.
Yeah. So he's on Letterkenny as this hard alt-right J. And he's basically a Nazi. And he gets his ass kicked. Spoiler alert. And so I need Hard J versus Hard Gay or something.
Would a Nazi own a Yamaha scooter?
Maybe.
A gay one, yeah.
Actually, I did like that from the 8th season of Letterkenny when they were talking about, like, oh, it seems a bit gay. And then they had an actual, like, real conversation. Like, it kind of, no, like, I'm not saying it's good or bad. It just seems like your idea is a bit gay. You can do it. I don't care. That's fine. Then they had an actual frank, upfront discussion about that kind of thing, and I thought that was really good.
It does get surprisingly deep on certain social commentary, which is impressive.
But there's
Korniev is back in the pit lane. It got very hit and miss towards the end.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want for the 9th season to bring back Dierks, and he becomes like he gets a redemption story, because I really liked the character, and I thought
the character was very interesting.
Yeah, and he
very cool, very focused.
He's very much a sleazed up Nathan Fillion.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's vaguely sleazed up. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you also can Nathan Fillion-esque type. And I really enjoyed how the guy played the character, but I just didn't like the fact that he was obviously a dick the whole time, and you could just see it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we're being honest, Katie doesn't date, like, terribly nice guys, though. It just is a general rule.
But it was hilarious when she got the models and just, like, threw them away.
That was hilarious. I did enjoy when the I don't think she even has a name, but she's Tyson's wife, and she has a big rack, and that's her function on the show.
Oh, I don't remember her.
Comes up to talk to Dirks, and she's like, "You got a smoke?" He's like, "Or got a light?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Smoking's gross." He's like, "This conversation's going all over the place."
Oh, right. I did enjoy that. It's when he's very confused. Oh no, because that's shit. Who is that? That's not Tyson.
Pretty
Shit,
sure
who
it's
is that?
Tyson's wife.
I don't think so.
I believe it is.
You would believe that, and maybe you're
There's
right.
like pictures and everything.
Fair enough. What about Joint Boy?
Don't know about his marital status. Don't know if his wife is in the show.
Correct. And I did like the nod at the end when jacked up homie gives the other drug dealer the doomsday device.
That was cool. So Big Al being tailed by Marcus Subtotal here. And they're going to have one more lap after this one to get things done because the leader is on the final lap. That would be Voodoo.
More like Voodoo.
He's quite a ways ahead of Dave Nelson, so I don't think there's any interest in terms of first place. We've talked about this race very little, but it's been a wet, slippery ride, and we've kind of had to fill time because it's not like a lot of close racing going on.
Wicked and weird.
There's a lot of cars going off the track, and we are getting a good fight to the end here between Marcus Subtotal and Big Al. Proof that Big Al has done just a better job in the wet, but Subtotal is quite a bit faster. So we'll see if he can get around him. He's going to have one more lap to do it as they approach the start-finish line shortly. I get lost where I am on this track all the time because there's just no landmarks to work with. Frankly.
You're at the front back stretch instead of the back front stretch.
Well, this is sector 3 here that we're in. Heading, that's the last turn up ahead, because you can see on the track map there. And then you can see the start-finish line there as well.
Is it the first last
Big
turn
Al.
or the last first turn?
It's the last turn.
Oh
That
my
is the
God.
last turn they will take during the race.
That's
And Subtotal's got to run up the inside of him. And he is going to blast away because Big Al got all kinds out of shape on that last turn. So good overtake for Marcus Subtotal. Congratulations to all 8 of these guys, honestly, for just getting to the last lap. This was an easy race to stuff at the wall. So it's Voodoo, Nelson, Simmons. And RWB Robert might have a run on Big Al here.
Dan Full Nelson.
I had to explain to someone what a full Nelson was the other day.
Oh, you don't explain it, you just do it.
It was we were talking on Steam, so I could not.
Well, I mean, I guess that's not.
Leader has finished the race.
Find GIF, post GIF.
I mean, that eventually that is what I did. So it was just a bit weird that I ran into someone who didn't know what a full Nelson was. So it is Voodoo and Dave Nelson are done. Max Simmons, I think, is very alone in 3rd place, so I think we can probably say that that's the podium. Marcus Subtotal in 4th, Big Al 5th, RWB Robert in 6th. Plenty of time left for them. Johansson in 7th is not too far behind, so a mistake could promote him. And Korniev is done. He'll take 8th place.
Korniev got scratched. I'm sorry.
I still wonder what happened with his pit stop, because he was in the pits for a really, really long time, so I imagine he may have done some damage to the car.
They gotta get a possum out of his muffler.
I mean, that would take some doing. So we do have 4 cars very close together. Here is Max Simmons coming across to take 3rd place. Max, you pissed away 2 wins in 2 rounds. How do you feel?
We're gonna have to put him down to the 4th series.
Please message me on Discord to tell me how you feel about this, because it shouldn't be good. I'm gonna let you on a secret.
Max, we're going to move you down to 4th series. They got more candy in vans.
Marcus Soup Total is done. Big Al, RWB Robert. Simmons also left the server. Hopefully that doesn't revoke his result.
He's been now moved into 15th place.
So Voodoo from Nelson, Simmons, Soup Total, Big Al, RWB Robert, Johansson, Korniev, your top 8 and only survivors. Daniel Madringa out of the race due to putting on dry tires. Internet problems for Javier. Don't know what happened with Morpheus or Sacaccio. And we just never had Thick on track. And apparently Big Al joined in 2 different cars, so he's on there twice.
Nice. Hey, man, if you can get the fix in there, get the fix in there.
I will have a look and see if we have updated standings, but I don't think we have because I don't think we've had the stewarding meeting for this race.
Steward.
But I will take a look, take a gander.
I didn't see anybody on the roof of their car. I've been
I'm
misled,
very disappointed
I'm
by that.
upset.
I'm very disappointed by that. I was promised like car on roof, and I didn't get it.
I feel like I've been lied to, and
I feel like
trust
Daniel,
the man who was offering me candy to get in the van.
I feel like Daniel Madringa may have been the cause of that. We do have updated standings. All right, so Voodoo with his win, his 2nd of the season, extends his lead in the championship over Kim Johansson to 369 to 321.
Nice.
Dave Nelson's up to 3rd place, courtesy of his first podium. Max Simmons is in 4th, followed by Marcus Soup Total, Alan Gooch, which is Big Al.
The Gooch.
Simsock Beal, Javier Perez Torres, Daniel Madringa, and Robert DeFries, who I assume is RWB Robert, are your top 10. So next up will be Kyle Ami for round 6 of the season, and then we finish up at Monza and Barcelona.
Sorry, what is this about a calamity?
Kyle Ami.
I didn't know Kyle had an army.
I mean, it's a really terrible one, but
welcome to the Kyle Army.
All right, we got another commentary to do, so have a good one and join us next time. And hopefully we talk more about the race next time. Even by our standards, this was rambly.
Buy more Sim Socks.
This was tangenty.